Okay, so this is the big one. Everyone's on edge wondering what's going to happen in Avengers Endgame. Avengers 4, if you will, or 5, technically, if you want to include Civil War. I've just, written a couple notes. Nothing much. Just what I think is going to happen, and I want to put this out on the internet. I can't fucking read. Give me 1 second. Okay, now let's try this again. So, after all these people getting dusted, we pick up with Thanos currently on his weed farm, smoking it up, when then, and now I need you to really stick with me here, we suddenly see a mysterious figure, unknown to the audience at this point in the film, kill Thanos. We're not going to figure out who that is until the end, basically. Cut back to on Earth, where we will see our heroes meet the way more badass Wonder Woman, aka Captain Marvel, and discuss a strange energy signature coming from space when she was on her way to Earth. And then suddenly we will see Ant-Man appear out of plot convenience. Big cool. And then we're going to have him warn them of this new threat that he's felt in the quantum realm, because I guess you can just pick up on energy signatures there. Roll with me. This threat is worse than anything they've encountered before, so they all are going to get into a time machine, which is what the new white suits are for, obviously, and travel back to 1984, specifically 1984, right around October-ish, because that is when the world was in great disarray, and there was a giant marshmallow man attacking the building. And we are going to go to 1984 around October to recruit the Ghostbusters, mainly for the Ghost Trap, which has the capabilities of opening a portal to alternate dimensions, if you pay attention to that part of the film. Then they're going to travel back to the modern day, where an enormous ship is going to be seen approaching. I don't have any specific look or design for the ship. I could actually probably draw one up real quick here though. But you kind of want it to, be futuristic and techy, but you also want it to look somewhat organic, is kind of a little hint towards who the villain is. And there's going to be, like I said, these organic appearing parts throughout. Hit that message home that it's, it's almost symbiotic, really. Our destruction is from something that we almost recognize. So, more screenwriting, techniques like that. And I wanted to have these two large thrusters near the end, just so you can fly off, I guess. And it would kind of look like this. This is kind of like what I figure the ship would look like. Just something, again, something simple but complicated. And, if you really view it through the mind of a screenwriter, you can understand the hidden messages that it's sending to a viewer. Anyway, back to my synopsis. After the enormous ship is seen approaching, after the enormous ship is seen approaching, it will launch a giant meteor which will stop, in the ocean, kinda, because I want to have this cool shot and the music to cue up, and where we see it actually turns out to be Godzilla. Now again, like I said, Ghost Trap, portal to a bunch of different dimensions, so this stuff is all possible. Yes. The heroes are all going to team up to fight this new giant threat while the ship is just floating above Earth doing its own thing. But secretly it's doing something else, and I'll get to that later. And they're all going to team up to fight Godzilla, and then it's going to turn out that he's only under mind control, which is kind of like in Destroy All Monsters, I guess? Yeah, that's kind of the throwback I'm doing, the reference, to the original lore of Godzilla is when in Destroy All Monsters, when the aliens who control King Ghidorah brainwash all these other monsters, and then it turns out the people need to break them out of mind control, and then it turns out to be 12 monsters against Ghidorah, which I think is badass. I can't wait. Then, in the middle of this fight, we're going to hear a loud booming voice. I don't really have an actor in mind, although I'm kind of thinking maybe Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill would be great for this role, because it turns out it's going to be He-Man who shows up and joins along in the battle with two allies by his side who are not usually allies, but they would team up for a threat this grand. You got to remember that. The scale of this threat is so huge that alliances and previous, anyway, don't matter. These two allies are going to be Skeletor and Merman. I don't really have any actors picked out for them. It's just, how's Jimmy doing from 4th grade phys ed? Ring him up. And then finally, after everything, all the chips are on the table, all positions are in proper place, we are going to see the true threat, the true villain behind all of the MCU, and to end it all, it is going to be revealed that the true villain behind Avengers Endgame is Goose the cat. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that.